Hello everybody and welcome. Today I'm going to be giving you a run through of the Photopea workspace. Now the first thing we need to do is open up the document that you've just downloaded. To do that, there's two different ways. The first, we can go to where it says File and we can go down to Open, and then we can just find the file on our computer. So if you've saved your file for some reason somewhere else in your computer, like in your downloads or maybe it's in your documents, you can also get your file that way. And then you would just select your file here and click Open. Now, another way we can open it up is simply by clicking the document on our desktop and dragging it into our window till we see this blue border pop up. Now, once we've opened up our document, we'll notice that the document itself is pretty small. It's a 5 by 5. So what we're going to do to zoom in is we're going to hold Control on our keyboard and then plus. If we want to zoom out, we can hold Control and minus. Now, if we want to zoom in another way, you can go over to this magnifying glass tool over in your toolbar and click this plus and or minus button. So when we have the plus sign selected, we can zoom in, and when we have the minus button selected, we can zoom out. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Now let's say we've zoomed in all the way here, and let's say we want to work on these individual pixels. What we can do is hold space bar, and notice how we have this little hand come up. Now if I click on my mouse and I drag, I can move around my canvas here while I'm zoomed in. Now I'm going to go ahead and zoom out, and I'm going to give you a quick overview of just kind of where things are in Photopea. Now, Photopea looks just like Photoshop. It's almost identical. We have our toolbar over here on the left. So over here we have all of our tools. Now, if I want to use one of these tools, notice how I have these different options that come up. So each toolbar tool has its own set of options. Now this section up here, since this is where we have our options, is called our options bar. From there, if we look right on top, we see up here, and this is called our menu bar. Now this is going to have all of our menu options for our the entire Photopea site. So if we want to save, that's where we can do this up here in our menu bar, edit, things like this. Okay, so this is our menu bar right here. And then last but not least, we have our panels column or panels bar. Now this is where we'll have all of the different panels for, say, our layers, our color channels, and then we'll also have all of our other adjustments here as well. Now a big thing, now that we have our document open and we kind of know where the spaces and things are, I want to go a little more into detail on some of the tools here. Now if we look at the corner of each tool, we'll see that they have a little arrow. This means that there are multiple options of those types of tools. So for example, if we look at our brush tool, if I click and hold with my mouse, I'll see I have 3 other different options here. I have my brush tool, I have a pencil tool, and a color replacement tool. You can also notice that I have a B here. Also, if I hover over the tool as well, I'll get a sign here that says brush tool B. That B means that if we press the B on our keyboard, it'll select that tool for us. Now, if we notice while we have our brush tool selected, we have all the options up here for the brush. Now, if we want to make our brush bigger or smaller, we can click this down arrow here where it says 15. We'll click that down arrow, and we're going to move this down to say about 3. Now this gives us a smaller brush, and if you're following along with me now, let's go ahead and in the bottom right hand corner, we're going to click, and we'll notice that it says that this text layer must be rasterized first. We're going to go ahead and hit OK. When we say rasterize, we mean we just need to turn the vector the vector image into a raster image. So it gives us some pixels. Now what we're going to do is we're simply going to just put our last name right down here. It's okay if it looks a little fun and goofy. Now once we have our name there, we know how to use the brush tool. That's what you're going to use to turn in for this assignment. Now what we're going to do is go to where it says File. So every time you have an assignment, you're going to have to save. To do that, we're going to go File, and then we're going to go down to where it says Export As. For today, we're just going to export it as a PNG file. So go ahead and click Export as PNG file. From here, what you're going to do is just make sure that all your settings are the way that they are. You don't need to change these at all. And then you can go ahead and click Save. Once you've saved your PNG file, go ahead and save that to your desktop, and you'll go and submit your Welcome to Photopea PNG file in Schoology.